I'm here at the 2010 New York Whiskey Fest, where distillers from all over the world show their wares. At one table, you'll find old Rip Van Winkle Distillery. The Van Winkle family has been in the bourbon business for over 100 years. How do they do it? They keep the quality of their bourbon very high, supply very scarce. And that allows them to charge a premium for their product and allows them to thrive in a market dominated by huge distilleries. You sell very high-end bourbon. Explain to us what makes a great tasting bourbon.
Well, it's really all a matter of choice, but what I like in a bourbon is something with some age to it, which means it stays in the barrel for a longer period of time. And our formula, which my grandfather started, happens to be one where we use wheat instead of rye in the mash recipe. So that, in conjunction with the aging of the whiskey a little longer, really makes a great bourbon as far as my opinion.
I love New York. It's 1,800 of my closest friends come up here.
Actually, the bourbon we're selling now was made in the late 80s and early 90s. So back then, to be honest with you, the bourbon business wasn't quite as strong as it is now. So we got caught a little bit short-handed with what we had to sell these days. So that's why our supply is so low. A lot of times our whiskey doesn't even make it to the shelves, but they'll keep it under the counter for their special customers, because if you put it on the shelf, it just tends to go away too fast. So they really hold it for their special customers. So it's a lot of fun to see how this is marketed, not by us, just by us, but for the stores and the restaurants.
Happy 23 is our absolute favorite bourbon. Drink it every time, first stop here, and we stay here until they run out of the 23. Yeah. Then we move on to the other brands.
Absolutely. They should ship more to New York.
Yeah, we need more. Well, your grandfather, Pappy Van Winkle, had a saying that sort of sums up your business philosophy. Can you tell us what that is?
Right. It's we make bourbon at a profit if we can, a loss if we must, but always fine bourbon, which really means that he was more interested in quality rather than quantity. He never sold a lot of whiskey. He always made a most incredible product, and it was sought after by almost everyone back in the day, his old Fitzgerald brand. And he wasn't that concerned with number of boxes going out the door. He was more concerned with the quality of his product. People ask, why don't you make more whiskey? Well, we are making more whiskey, but the youngest whiskey we sell is 10 years old, and our oldest is 23. So if I make a drop of whiskey today, it's 10 years before I sell that product. So we are making more whiskey. We are increasing our supply, but it's going to take that much time for it to come to market.